Gemini New Moon. So if you are a follower of the channel, if you've seen them before, you know from a lunation standpoint for me, all lunations, I either get a word, a phrase, or something that identifies is how I channel this moon. So for the Gemini New Moon, my statement, it's actually a question, but it's a full question what came out. All right, here we go. What have you learned about how you think when you don't have all the information? Journal that. I'll repeat. What have you learned about how you think when you don't have all the information? And this came because of all of the aspects that are involved with this moon, particularly the square to Neptune in Pisces. Yep, that is present. So let's break down the info. This is a Gemini new moon happening at 26 degrees, 43 minutes of Gemini. New moons are when the moon and the sun are conjunct, and that means they're together. And this is occurring on 6/17 at 11:37 p.m. Central Time. So again, it is very late in the night, and it could be the 18th, depending upon where you are located on the planet. So just make sure to do the calculations for yourself. Again, this moon is square Neptune in Pisces. Not only is it square Neptune in Pisces, but this is a continuation of a moon that we had in 2021, which was an eclipse at that time. That was when the nodes were in Gemini and Sagittarius. So this is where this question really spawned from. Is there's a lot about thinking here. There's a lot about learning and growth. How have we grown since 2021? How have we grown since we've had this mirror moon? That came out of nowhere. We're calling it the mirror moon. We are calling it the mirror moon. Coined, done, going on Twitter. That's what it's going to be. So in this mirror moon, the 8 of Wands. So in this mirror moon, again, you might end up, speaking of it in a mirror, you may end up being presented or see very similar things that occurred during this 2021 eclipse that occurred at around the same degree point. So thinking through that, how are you reacting today? How have you learned and grown through that? What information do you believe now? And how has that changed over time? Are you still, it's a very questioning moon. Like, I've got all of these questions right now. I've got tons of questions instead of answers, etc. So it's, how has the pressures of life changed for you? How are you dealing with them? How are you with this 8 of Wands? How are you dealing and taking action on the things that you need to take action on? The Queen of Pentacles, the earthly things that are getting you to your next set of goals, to achieving that pentacle that is sitting on the Queen of Pentacles' lap. How are you dealing with everything? How are you 2 of Wands, lots of energy, lots of movement, right? How are you looking? What doorways are you going through? How are you dealing with all of the changes that are occurring? Right? We've got things happening over here, right? If you just look at these three, I just realized I never even turned on. Hold on. Does that help? My bad. We had other things. We had things to talk through and talk about that were way more important than the lights. Okay, so look at how these are stationed here, right? We've got the 8 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the 2 of Rods. Rods or wands, same thing. So here we have all of these pentacles dive bombing at the queen, right? This is so Gemini, so duality right here. Everything's dive bombing. Everything's an issue. Everything's everything. Oh my God, I can't do anything. I'm not sure what to do. There's so much happening. And the queen is just like, look at how lamenting she is. She's just like, dude, this is exhausting. This, yo, ugh. Like, how am I supposed to handle all of that? If everything is an emergency, nothing is an emergency. And then here is the duality of that, the other side of that. Here's the contemplation. Here's the pausing to think before reaction. Here's the support, asking for help, understanding things a little bit differently. Here's the growth. Here's what the queen needs to get. So that way she can, instead of like looking down, she can like bring herself up and bring forth into the world, become that sovereign leader, become that sovereign self, create that masterpiece of ourselves that we are creating. So in this Gemini new moon, again, these are the questions. I'm going to keep repeating them because they are that important to be asking. What have you learned about how you think when you don't have all the information? Two of Rods. What have you learned? Who is this to you? How do you show up as this Two of Rods? What information do you believe now? Out of all of this information that came in, this is the Queen of Pentacles. What does the Queen of Pentacles believe now as a sovereign ruler of your life, as a sovereign ruler as an individual? What do you believe now, and how has that changed over time? Can you see the differences? How has the pressures of life, how have you been dealing as all of this is dive bombing? How have you been dealing with the pressures of life? And how has that changed over time? So we're going to leave those here. We still got, this Gemini, we still got more questions. Let's see what came out at the bottom. We've got nine of Pentacles. Yo, abundance. If that ain't Leo up there, and we'll talk about her. So hold on. We're gonna get to you, Miss Leo, Miss Venus and Leo over there. Okay, so more questions. These questions are around the Neptunian portion of this moon. Are you still using addictions to hide? Question that has to be asked. Are you still using addictions to hide? And those addictions can be a lot. This Eight of Wands. Shopping, food, drugs, alcohol, soda, whatever, cigars, movies, Netflix, don't care. Are you still using addictions to hide? Are you still under any false illusions? And how are you now? False illusions, the sun comes out. How are you now releasing stress in healthy ways? I'm putting this over with Venus. She's like, yo, give me that sun. How are you reducing stress in healthy ways? Are you getting out in the sun? It's gorgeous. Like, yeah, I know there was some rain across the country, but in the US, it's gorgeous. Get out. Go out in the rain, right? We had the other one in the other reading. How are you handling all of the things that you are going through? So Mercury, Saturn square, right? We know that. We just talked about that. Then we have this Neptune in Pisces coming in, right? We had Mercury and Venus talking to each other. And so now this moon's a lot about, again, these questions, but altered reality, bag of tricks. A great thing, Venus and Leo, go out and have fun. A great way to get through this, a great way to honor this time with this moon, go and do an escape room. Look, Go do an escape room. Go cosplay. Go have fun. Go get creative. Go out and get into this different altered state of reality safely. I hear safely in safe ways. An altered state of reality can be literally at a drum circle. No altered substance or nothing. You can get that doing Kundalini yoga, right? Find this way, get into music, create something that's really dreamy right now, like a beautiful love song or something of that nature. Whatever you're feeling, allow that creative expression to come out because, and this is what I love about these two cards being out. If the moon came out, that would even be more amazing, obviously. But this moon is birthing something new. It's a new moon. It's birthing something new, and it is setting the scene for everything that Venus is going to be doing during her retrograde in Leo. All of these choices you're making, how you're choosing to handle all of this, this moon's got your number when it comes to Venus's retrograde in Leo. Feeling that is going to be impactful. It's going to be impactful in very, very unique ways individually and very prominent and unique ways from a collective perspective. So it's time, right? And it's time to get creative with this. Like one of the things, so speaking through some of these questions and just giving examples of how that can come out. This Eight of Wands, this was me over the last 2 months. Lots of things coming in, lots of changes happening, lots of shit going on. And yes, I had one Twitchy Tuesday I couldn't even do because I was absolutely not in an energetic space to be able to provide the level of reading, the level of dedication, the level of commitment that I hold myself to for this show, for you, for everybody out there in the collective. I'm not going to do that. So all of this, that happened. This is a real scenario that happened, not even like 2 weeks prior. I was going through all of this, right? And during that time, it was in this Two of Wands where I was able to look out and go, you know what? Stop. What can I control? What can I control out of all of this? I can't control any of this. I can tell you that right now. Cannot control any of this. But I also don't like feeling this way. I want to be I want to be in my queen. I want to be more here, right? I don't want to be here. I want to be here. I don't want to. And so how do I get there? What did we do? Perfect way to bring in Venus and Leo. Perfect way to go through a Venus retrograde, in my opinion. My husband and I started 75 hard. If I can't control what's going on here, I can control what I do, the choices that I make, the habits that I perform. If I need to find control, I can find that control through dedication. Shout out to Andy Frisella. If you have never heard of 75 Hard, you can find that on YouTube. You can also Google it. It's an awesome, we've done it once before. We loved it. So happy to be back doing it. And it did within the week. We've been doing it. I think we're on our day 8 right now of 75. It has provided that grounding, that Jupiter. Remember, we talked about like the big expanse that Jupiter is able to provide. It provided that grounding, and all I had to do was trust me and trust that the decision I was making was the right one and actually then take action to it. So that's just one way, that this kind of all is accumulating even in my own life. So think about those questions. Think about all of that. We're going to get 2 different guidance cards, and then that is going to be the reading for the Gemini New Moon. All right. So this is the spellcasting oracle. All right. So ancestor spirit, what is the guidance for this Gemini New Moon on June 17th, 11:37 p.m. What is the guidance that you have for the collective? Ooh, there we go. Inspiration. Right on time, per usual, spirit. We get this here. Inspiration. And we're also going to do the Queen of the Moon Oracle. What is your guidance? Queen of the Moon Oracle for this 6/17 Gemini New Moon, 7 p.m. for the collective. What is your guidance? The masculine. Woo! All right. Let's put that right here. All right, what do we got? Let me get these. All right, so first we'll do inspiration. Let me get that out so that way you guys, everybody can see it really well. I mean, just so much Venus and Leo. I am loving it. I am loving that she's getting this moment for herself. All right. Give me 1 minute because allergies are a real thing. I don't know if anybody else has allergies. I typically do not until we move to Texas. This is a whole thing. All right, inspiration. Let's see what we say. 86. All right, magical guidance. We're going to read the magical guidance and the magical meanings. If you do buy this deck, there are, and actually I'm going to move this, I'm going to put this here and put this here so that way we can see it without the glare. There is a spell incantation with each of these cards as well. So if you are into casting spells, there are some in here, and I highly recommend getting the deck. The deck is always in the description box. You can click the link. It will take you right to it. Amazon, click, go, and off you go. All right. Inspiration, magical guidance. Inspiration beckons you to trust in your imagination, for this is the gateway to real magic and a world that you wish to light up. Call upon the spirits of the air. Gemini New Moon. Can't make this up. To stimulate your mind and illuminate any creative ideas. A flash of inspiration to bring about a brilliant revelation will change your course and is reflected in your thoughts and dreams. Focus and follow up on inventiveness and innovation. Allow your inner creativity to be expressed. Take long walks to clear the mind and allow nature to truly inspire you. So throw caution to the wind and watch as your visions manifest into reality, so you too become someone to aspire to. Magical meanings. Meditate daily. Start a new project. Write, paint, draw. Get creative. Can we say it anymore? Get out into nature. Take long, hilly walks and blow the cobwebs away for clarity of mind. Great, great advice from the Oracle for this Gemini New Moon. And part of that 75 hard, one of our workouts is you have to do 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes. One of them has to be outside. We have been walking outside. Game changer. FYI, game changer. All right, 42, we have the masculine. All right. Bring this up so that way you can, let's go this way, see it a little more clearly. It is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more, enroll in a course or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. That is a mantra. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. The lunar gods are rare. Usually their realms, while lunar gods are rare, their realms are the solar. They are conspicuous when they appear. The Australian Aboriginal deity of the Wanhura tribal area, Bayami, encourages us to observe the laws of the land and to appreciate the beauty around us. Bayami is depicted with having big eyes and no mouth, teaching us that sometimes beauty does not need to be spoken about, just witnessed with the eyes of our head and of our heart. The Norse god Mani, the moon himself, teaches us to be wise and about the passage of time. The Mesopotamian sin shows us how to ask about the future and how important it is to protect the weak. There are many more. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, physical vitality, power of will, shielding and protecting of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up into your power, your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. There is a time to be a student. There is a time to be a teacher. And the companion stone or metal for this card is a black opal. So if you have crystal energy, have been looking for a new crystal, black opal. All right, Gemini New Moon done.